All right, guys. Injuries likely for today at practice. All right, we got Richie James, hamstring strain. Kittle, knee sprain. Brett, same thing with his hamstring strain. And Witherspoon's in the concussion protocol. And as you guys saw, Sherm was placed on IR. Go ahead.
Kyle, can you explain what happened with Sherman and when you became aware of the injury?
And we were still waiting on it Monday. It happened like the last 4 plays of the game, I believe. I think Spoon came in when they were kneeling the ball. They ran it a couple times and kneeled it out. That's when Sherman was done. I think it was the series before that. We were still waiting to see how it felt on Monday. And later Monday afternoon, we found that it was hurting a little more than he expected. And fortunately, we were able to do the IR to return. So hopefully it won't be too long.
Kyle, I heard Raheem say today that you guys figured out a way for him to get back for the birth of his child next week. Just how important was it for you guys to be able to accommodate that? And then on the field, how has he grown as a receiver out of the backfield?
Raheem's just grown in every aspect. He gets better and better the more opportunities he gets. Got a real good opportunity on that look Sunday and did what he was capable of, and that was a house call, so that was awesome. Also did a good job in some other areas too. But with the birth of his daughter, I'm happy it works out for everyone. We'll see how it goes. It hasn't happened yet, so you never know. But you're always worried with the COVID testing and all that, but it sounds like we'll be able to work it out, get him the testing he needs, and get him to Cleveland to see the birth.
Kyle, obviously you've dealt with a lot of injuries through your time here. Having him this early in the season, how big of a challenge has that been just in terms of trying to game plan and prep and all the moving pieces that you have right now?
It's a challenge, but you always have something like this each year. It's hitting us pretty hard right now. It's a little different too. Having the IR to return really helps. It allows you to manage some stuff differently, but it also hurts bringing guys in and how long it takes to get them to practice. Everyone saw we brought Sanu in, but he can't practice with us till Friday, going through the protocols and everything with the COVID testing. So it's a challenge, and some stuff's still up in the air. So, but it's not our first time doing this, so you got to be prepared whatever way it ends up on Sunday.
Hey, Kyle, can you just give us any further update on Kittle? And then what have you seen out of Jordan Reed where you're sure he's ready for a bigger role than Sunday's 10 snaps that he had?
Kittle, he's battling. We thought it'd be all right. Woke up the next day a little sore. He fully expects to be there Sunday like he always does, and just like he always plays through the game when it happens. But we'll give him the whole week. Always love to give them out there on Friday. We'll see how that goes. But, Friday's just a walkthrough anyways. But Kittle is one guy that if he's ready to go on Sunday and the doctors say he's good to go, we have no problem with him going without practicing. And then Jordan's coming along as planned. He got a late start to camp. We put him in very slowly in that with some of his injuries that he had from the past. And we plan to play him like we did there in the game. We'll see if he gets a little bit more playing time if there's less tight ends up.
Kyle, how much can Mohamed Sanu be involved on Sunday if he can play, if he passes all the protocols? How much can you communicate with him at this point?
That's the benefit of being with someone before, that he's familiar with the offense. He only had 1 year away from it and did some very similar verbiage and stuff in Atlanta even after I left. So he's familiar with it. It's good that we got him done so he can at least listen to our meetings. He can't be here, but he has an idea of the game plan, can see it all. He'll be able to get there out of practice, which is a half-speed practice anyway. So, I think Mo will do his part. He's a pro. He'll learn his responsibilities, what he has to do. And basically the decision of whether he'll play or not probably is going to depend with the health of our other receivers and how that goes this week.
Hey, Kyle, just as far as Richard's injury, is that, I guess, technically a calf strain? And is it kind of connected to his past Achilles issues? And if so, is there a concern, that could be more than a 3-week situation?
No, I don't think so. And they tell me calf, so I don't hear about the Achilles. And so I would think that's good. He doesn't sound too concerned about it. He just is going to need a couple weeks, we think. And, maybe a little bit more, but hoping it's only 3. That's why we put him on IR.
Kyle, what happened with Tim Harris Jr.? And then did you get a chance to see Sanu physically at all, or did you just sign him, given your past relationship?
No, we just first Tim Harris, he strained his calf in Friday's practice last week. So he's out for a little bit, similar to Sherm. And then, no, with Sanu, it's too hard to bring guys in for a workout and stuff. It just takes too many other days. So that's what was good with being familiar with Mo, that he could get here, start studying the playbook, allow him in Zoom meetings. So if need be, we need the numbers out there, he'll be ready.
Hi, Kyle. A couple more on the injuries. Are you still optimistic that Brandon Ayuk will be available on Sunday? And is Ben Garland also on track to return this week?
Yeah, I think they're both about in the same boat. You know, they both got into practice last week towards the end of the week. They both at least made us think about playing them on Sunday. We didn't go with that. Today will be the first day I see both of them going full speed since last Friday. So I'm optimistic about it. I know they're going to get out there today, and hopefully they make it through and look good.
You haven't seen Muhammad since, for a while. When you look and try to figure out how you're going to use him, do you just go back to 2016, or do you try to make adjustments for, any changes in his, mobility or speed or his skills?
No, Mo right now, I mean, our offense is different than it was there. Our personnel is different than what it was there. So you never fit someone in the exact same way when it's a different team, different people, different scheme. You fit him in the best way that he can to help our team. And, we've had some pretty unfortunate luck here with the injuries with receivers. We know we're going to get a number of them back eventually this year. But, bringing in Mo and having someone like him available right now is just – we feel very fortunate of it because he can come in and do whatever we ask him to do. I mean, he's very smart. He knows all the positions. And the thing about Mo that I enjoy the most is how tough he is, how competitive he is. The game's not too big for him. If he showed up on Sunday and we needed him, I know he'll go in there and fight and compete. And that's why it's good to have a guy like that ready if need be.
Hey, Kyle, did the fact that the next two games are on artificial surface have any factor in the decision with Debo and now with Richard? Was there some amount of extra caution going into that? And could that occur with any other players maybe going into those two games?
Yeah, I mean, it never is the 100% the reason you do. I mean, if they were healthy enough to go, we wouldn't just not do it because of turf. But anytime that you have leg injuries, lower half injuries, going on turf doesn't help. Guys aren't excited for that. It's always a little bit harder on them. So the fact that it was close and stuff like that, it definitely helps you lean towards waiting so you're not on turf. But that wouldn't be the only reason. I mean, they wouldn't be going if we were on grass, but the turf definitely makes it more dangerous. So they made the decision a little bit easier.
Hey, Kyle, we were on with Adam Gase just before you, and he confirmed that Frank Gore is going to start at running back for them. Just your thoughts on Frank's career, what you've witnessed him over the years, but especially the last couple of years where you have to still consider him a viable threat as a starter.
I love Frank Gore. I think he's one of the best running backs to ever play. I think he's one of the more underrated running backs to ever play. His longevity and his numbers now have finally given him a little bit more attention that is past due. From his rookie year to watching him at Miami, my first year in the league, I think was 2003, and I remember watching him as a quality control at Tampa, just coming out of Miami, just studying him. And I loved him then. I loved him every year. He runs so hard. The guys that run that hard very rarely can play to his age, which just shows how dedicated he is, how much of a football player he is, and obviously extremely talented, but he's a special dude.
When you guys hit the road next week, is the plan to have all the injured guys stay here to rehab and do all that?
Yeah, they're all going to stay here, and I think I'm not exactly sure with their itinerary, but I think they're going to meet us out in West Virginia Sunday night.
Kyle, George Kittle actually missed a couple blocks on Sunday, and so did Kendrick Bourne. That was such a strength for you guys last year, the receivers and tight ends blocking downfield in the run game. Do you think that's a product of not having a preseason, not having live reps?
No, I don't think so. I thought those guys blocked, the two guys you just brought up, I thought they blocked pretty well in that game. By no means were they 100%, so they definitely missed a couple, but I definitely didn't think they had a bad blocking game, and a couple other things that we all could do better, but no, Sunday did not have to do with our rust and not being out there. It's just when you don't make a few plays in the game, and you're playing a team that has some talent and is playing pretty hard, that's just what happens. You lose a close one at the end.
All right.